So I want to give you a bit of context. So I'm part of BT, and I'm part of BT division, which is part of the networks division. And I run the tool sets for the OSS segment of the unit. So there are different aspects to the question that you asked. But if you look from a core network standpoint, which is what we run the tool sets for, is to have the ability to provide network as a code and to be able to proactively build and manage capacity of the network so that the network is ready for service when the customer asks for. And this is more critical for the enterprise customers because the lead times can be shortened and we can recognize the service to be able to be given to the customer much quicker. So for that, we are transforming the technical estate, and we are also ensuring that the network engineers and the software engineers work together and kind of bring out a new process and ways of working to ensure that the network is ready for the customer to be given a service upon. So that requires revamping the business process, looking at different alternatives as to see how we can do things faster, and whatever it takes, say months, we are trying to see how we can deliver it quicker so that the ever-changing demand of the customer can be met. So if you look at the overall trend that has been happening, okay, the divide between network and software is kind of reducing as a lot of innovations are happening. So increasingly networks are becoming software driven. So the software unit and the network unit are almost now one. So in BT, what we have done is we have embraced the concept called net DevOps, whereby the network engineer itself is able to test, plan, build, and deploy the code into the network. And we are able to deploy things, any new equipments that come in, we are able to create the metadata catalogs, make it ready for service in a much more faster fashion. And how is it helping enterprises is that we are able to clearly deliver the service to the customer many such times at a much faster rate than they expect. Sometimes there are exceptions where we will not be having the network, so then we'll have to build our own. But the way how we are envisioning is to employ the concept of net DevOps, and the network engineers and the developers work together to be able to provide the network that is ready for service for the customer. So we're using digital transformations, we are using business transformations. There's a lot of process optimization happening in all legs for us to be able to serve the end customer. Yeah, as I mentioned in the slide deck there. So if you look at the platform that we have built, which is called SRIMS, Service and Resource Inventory Management System, we had to reimagine the world for how to plan and build the network. How do we provide service design on the network? How do we do automated capacity management? How do we do network optimization? For all of that, we wanted to have a single truth inventory for us to make sure that data takes the decisions. So for us to get there, we evaluated a lot of opportunities that was around, and we looked at different databases. But for us to start with, first we finalized on an object model. We defined the object model using the TM forum SIT. And then we looked at the other graph databases. And then 3 years back, we went on a different database. But then after some time, the vendor had no plans to support it. So we again went back to the drawing board. We looked at other graph providers. Then with Neo4j, we found that the ACID part, which they claim was super strong, and the backup, the resiliency, and the aspect of the cluster-based deployment, which was extremely important for us. They ticked in many boxes. That's when we decided to finalize our choice with Neo4j. So in terms of customer experience, as I mentioned, the whole concept of net DevOps that we have deployed in BT is powered by this data store. So what used to take months, so now we are able to do that in much faster time. Sometimes, some cases, we are able to do that in weeks. So that this database is helping. And plus, there is a lot of business process optimizations that we have done. And plus the query performance. If I have looked at, say we have got certain SLAs that we need to meet, all of that has been met by Neo4j. And the other thing is that Neo4j is also coming up with new features that's getting added on the product line, which also I think is also another factor which we are looking forward.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. I hope I did it in one take. It was okay.
Yeah, that is.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.